Okay, good morning, everybody. Today we'll discuss as to how to find the deflection of any joint in a determinate truss using the Castigliano's theorem. So, in the last classes, we have discussed as to how to find the slopes and deflections for the case of a determinate beam, determinate rigid frames, and things like that. So now we'll try to find the deflection at any point or at any joint of a determinate truss. So I have considered a truss A, B, C, D, E. You know what is a truss already. And I have also dealt with the analysis of trusses in your first year itself. So you know how to analyze a truss using the method of joints. So the given truss is subjected to loads P1 and P2. So before we attempt to determine the deflection at any joint in a particular direction, let us try to obtain the expression for strain energy stored in a truss. Truss is basically a skeletal system made up of number of interconnected members. So if you consider one such member, such as member 1, 2 as shown here, which has a length L, cross-sectional area A, and the material Young's modulus is E. Let us say the member is subjected to a tensile force. As you know, members in a truss carry only axial forces, tensile or compressive. So in the present case, the member 1, 2 is under a tensile force P. Now what is the strain energy stored in the member 1, 2 due to axial loading? As the member is subjected to axial load alone, the strain is stored in that member 1, 2 due to axial loading is equal to P square L by 2 AE. So we have discussed as to how you get this equation for strain energy due to axial loading in the earlier classes when we started on energy methods. So in the member 1, 2, the strain energy stored due to an axial load P is P square L by 2 AE and represented as U. So the truss has a number of such members. The truss is made up of a number of such members, one of which has been taken as member 1, 2. So like that, the truss will have several members. So in this present case, the truss has how many members? 2 bottom chord members, top one chord member 3, and 4 diagonal members. So it has 7 members. In every member, there will be a strain energy stored and given by P square L by 2 AE, where P will be the force in that member, axial force induced in that member. And therefore, the total strain energy in the entire truss consisting of n number of members will be equal to sigma P square L by 2 AE. In fact, it is sigma P square I Li by 2 AI E, where I represents the ith member and I will be equal to 1 to n. Suppose if there are n number of members, I will be 1 to n. So it will be P1 L1 square by 2 A1 U E plus P2 square L2 divided by 2 A2 E, like that. When you add the strain energy stored in every member, you will get the total strain energy stored in the truss. Okay. So having got the total strain energy stored in the truss, let us proceed to find the deflection at a certain joint in a certain direction. So let us say we need vertical deflection at the point E. So at this point E, we require a vertical deflection, let us say, by Castigliano's theorem. So what is the requirement? To find deflection at any point, there should be a load there acting in the direction of the displacement required. We require vertical displacement at E, so there should be a vertical force at E acting. Suppose if there is no force at E in the vertical direction, what we do as a customary practice, we assume an imaginary force Q. So we apply an imaginary force Q at E in the direction of displacement. So we require vertical displacement. So assuming that vertical displacement at E is downward, apply a downward load Q. So assume an imaginary load Q at E where you need the deflection in the vertical direction. So we have applied a load Q in the vertical direction. Now this given thrust can be considered as equivalent to two systems. Suppose we call this as system A. It is equivalent to sum of system B and system C. What is system B? System B is nothing but the thrust with the applied loads, with the given loads P1 and P2, without the imaginary load at E. System C represents the same thrust under the action of only that imaginary load Q. So the system B plus C will be nothing but the system A. Simple. So it follows from the principle of superposition, system A, which is under the combined action of P1, P2 and imaginary load Q, is equivalent to sum of two systems. System B with only the applied loads P1, P2 and system C with only the imaginary load Q. Okay. Now how to proceed? Now you take the system B. Just take the system B. So analyze the system B now by any method of analysis, like the method of joints. So whichever method of analysis you are familiar with, you can adopt that and analyze the system B, that is the thrust under the application of loads P1 and P2, and you find all the forces in the members. So that's what I have told here. So analyze the system B and find the forces in all members of the truss in the system B. So let the force in the ith member, if you consider the ith member, the force induced in that member is say Pi. Let Pi be the force induced, internal force or internal axial force induced in the ith member. So next, you take the system C under the action of the fictitious load or imaginary load at E. So analyze this truss C. That is, you find the reactions at the supports, then analyze each joint one by one by the method of joints. You'll get forces in all the members. So analyze system C under the action of fictitious load or imaginary load P0 and find once again the forces in all members. And let the force in the ith member now be equal to say Ki into Q. So force in the ith member is say Ki into Q, where Ki is some coefficient, some factor, where Ki is a factor. What is that Ki represents? So Ki into Q is the force developed in the ith member. Please note that Ki into Q represents the force induced in the ith member due to the action of the load Q at E in the truss. So therefore, what does Ki represent? The force induced in the ith member is Ki into Q. When the truss System C is analyzed under the action of Q at E. The force developed in the ith member is Ki into Q.